So friends, today's video is about how to solve a cross efficiently. By efficient, I mean you can solve in less time and in minimum moves. Before telling you the tips of the cross, I want to tell you that there are two color schemes of the cross, Japanese and Western. And let me also tell you that the color scheme of the cube I have is Western. And you can see in the chart here that the opposite of white is yellow in Western and the opposite of white is blue in Japanese. So you have to keep in mind that if you are learning cube from my videos, then you have to use a Western cube. A Western cube is commonly used in world. So let's start. Cross can be solved in 8 or less than 8 moves. So let's know how cross can be solved in 8 or less than 8 moves. So most people solve cross on yellow using the beginner's method, like we used to make a daisy on top, but it is a very slow method, so instead we need to make a cross directly on white, which is faster. Now we won't use the beginner's method as you know it's very small. As you know it's very slow. Number 1. Ignore the centerpieces. This is a very basic thing, but I have seen a lot of cubers doing this. Firstly, they align the colors and solve. Instead, we need to do the exact opposite. Like in this case, red and white edges along with red center and blue edges along the orange corner. Now most people would solve blue first. Then to solve red, they would move the red to the top layer. Then align and finally solve it by rotating. This will solve the cross, but that's time consuming. So let's talk about how we can solve it efficiently. Now this is the exact same case that I will solve efficiently. Now instead of solving the blue first, I will turn the red. And we know that blue and red are in this sequence. Blue has to be in the left and red in the right. Now when we turn the layer, you can see the blue and red are placed in correct place. This tip is only useful if you know the correct sequence of cube. Like here, orange is in the left of blue and red is in the right of blue. So you need to learn the correct sequence of colors. And you will have to observe the pieces during the inspection time to plan out. If you don't, your speed will decrease and solve time will increase. Now I will solve the entire cross. You can see that it's same case. Blue edges under orange, red edges with red center. You can see the edges of orange as well as green. So let's see how we will solve this. Earlier I brought the red down so that it is in correct sequence. But I can see this time orange is here. Now to solve this efficiently, take the orange to top layer. This is because to align it with orange center and reduce the move later. Now bring the red back. Now after turning the bottom layer, blue and red are matched and solve the green edge. Similarly solve the orange edge as well. So you can see how efficiently I have solved the cross. Number 2. 3-move insert. To solve cross using 3-move insert, the white should be either in left or right. And you need to keep in mind white should always face towards the side, not the top. Here's how to solve if the edge is in left, L, F prime, L prime. So you can see edge is solved using 3-move insert. Now in the case of right, again keep in mind white should not face the top. Use R prime, F, R, and this is solved. Now for people who can easily solve 3 pieces of cross and get stuck at last one, where the white is either at right or left, they can use the 3-move insert to easily solve the last piece. Number 3. Use one piece to insert another. So according to this tip, you can solve a piece while solving another. Make sure one of those edges need to be solved in one move. Like here, the blue edge can be solved in one move. So most people will solve it like this. Firstly move blue down, then use 3-move insert to solve red. Now you can see that red and blue are in sequence. Here's how to solve it efficiently. So instead of solving blue first, turn red clockwise. And now you can solve it by using 3 move insert, which solves both the edges together. Now in this case, edges are on right side. Firstly, turn the red anti-clockwise, then use 3 move insert to solve. Number 4. Don't move the piece, move the cross. Suppose 3 white edges are solved and 1 remaining is facing us. So most people would solve it like this. Firstly, take it to the top layer and align it, then solve it. But this is not an efficient way to solve. So instead of using this method, you could turn the first layer, bring the edge to the first layer and turn the first layer back to its original position. Let me show you again. In this case, when the edge is here, here's the worst method for solving it. Take it to the top layer, align it, pair it and bring it to the first layer. It's not efficient at all. Use this method instead. Rotate the first layer, bring the edge to the first layer and rotate the first layer to align the colors with center. Number 5. Plan the entire cross during inspection. So we must plan the entire cross during inspection, and it may be impossible for you if you don't practice the tips I gave you. But if you consistently practice, then you can solve the cross efficiently and easily. Planning the cross is important because if you start planning when the timer has already begun, you are wasting seconds. So let's see how can we solve this particular case. Right now I will plan. So you can see my cross is solved. The last tip of the video: practice, practice, practice. So if you keep practicing consistently, you will strengthen your muscle memory, which will help you to solve the cube faster and easily. And make sure you plan out the cross during inspection, else you will waste a lot of time, as I mentioned earlier. Even I keep the cube along with me. Whenever I get the time, I solve it. I hope you liked my video on how to solve cross efficiently.